Okay, good morning. So where's your name card? Yeah, please place your name card in front of your table. And every week I will share one piece of news with you. And next time, you have to share your news with us. So I already assigned 2 teams to prepare news application presentation next week. So these 2 team leaders, you should get my email, right? Yeah, there are 2 teams. So team leaders, please check your email box. Make sure that you get my instruction, okay? And check the template I put on the Google Drive. You have to follow the template to design your presentation. And remember, you only have 10 minutes to do the presentation, so don't waste too much time to explain the news stories. Okay, you just need to tell us the abstract of the story. What we want to learn from you is your summary. Okay, we want to know what's your view, what's your perspective about the news story. That's all. Okay, so yeah, just roughly let us know what's the story, and then what's your view. That is the most important part of the news aggregation presentation. All right, and every week I will share one news story with you. And this week again is about COVID-19 virus. Still we see the outbreak affects us a lot. And from this week, we might see the real global recession. That's quite terrible, That's quite terrible. We expect that next year, the job market will be very bad. Why? Because factory closed, and the demand market will not good. So we expect that next year, the job market will be very bad. Fortunately, that's your second year, right? That's just your second year in university, so you don't have to face the job market right now. But for the students, especially our senior students, wow, that's quite terrible. That's quite terrible. So be patient. If you find that it's very difficult to find a job in today's market, be patient. And you probably want to spend more time to learn something, language or some professional areas. That is what you can do in such a bad time. So that is the news I want to share with you. Again, it's made by Wall Street Journal, and it talks about the past 3 months story. I think that helps us to refresh or to reflect what happened and how the COVID-19 affect us today.
It is home to an estimated 11 million people in eastern China. It is here where health officials believe the new coronavirus originated and eventually spread across the globe. Cases of the disease it causes, known as COVID-19, have risen rapidly as health officials have worked to contain the virus. Here's how COVID-19 became a global pandemic. On December 1st, 2019, a patient in Wuhan begins to show symptoms of viral pneumonia, according to a report in the Lancet Medical Journal. That patient is believed to be the first documented case of the virus. Throughout the month, a series of pneumonia cases of unknown cause emerge in Wuhan. Symptoms include a fever, labored breathing, and a dry cough. At the end of the month, the Chinese government informs the World Health Organization of a cluster of pneumonia cases in Wuhan. Between December 31st and January 3rd, a total of 44 cases are reported to the WHO. Many of the patients were found to have visited an open-air seafood and animal market within the city. Chinese authorities shut down the market, and on January 5th, the WHO reports the infection could be connected to exposure to live animals. Chinese scientists discover some patients are infected with a new strain of coronavirus. According to Chinese state media, coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that include the common cold. At this point, there are no documented instances of human-to-human transmission. On January 11th, China reports the first death from the disease in Wuhan. Concerns grow about the ability to contain the virus over the upcoming Chinese Lunar New Year, when millions of people travel across the country. Wuhan is connected to other major Chinese cities by nearly 22,000 miles of high-speed rail. and connected to the world via an international airport that transports 24.5 million passengers a year and connects to 30 cities around the globe. A Chinese tourist traveling from the Wuhan area is found to have a fever after arriving at the airport in Bangkok, Thailand. On January 13th, this person is confirmed to have the first case of the new coronavirus outside of mainland China. Over the next week, cases appear across Asia and in the United States as well. According to the WHO, on January 23rd, there are 581 confirmed cases globally. As health officials announce the virus can spread between humans, the Chinese government cuts train and air travel out of Wuhan, effectively quarantining the entire city in an effort to contain the spread. With over 7,800 confirmed cases, the WHO declares the coronavirus a global public health emergency, indicating authorities believe the virus is a significant threat beyond China. In Yokohama, Japan, passengers aboard the Diamond Princess cruise liner are quarantined.
钻石公主号，大家历历在目。
confined to the ship as they are tested for the virus. 696 people on the ship are ultimately confirmed to be infected, including some Americans. A week later, the WHO officially names the disease COVID-19. The name is an abbreviated form of Coronavirus Disease 2019. On February 17th, the number of new cases reported by the WHO rises sharply after Chinese authorities changed the criteria for diagnosing the illness, raising concerns that the virus is speeding up, not slowing down. Up until this point, the vast majority of cases have been confined to mainland China. But by February 24th, new cases flared in South Korea, Italy, and Iran. In the United States, thousands of people are asked to self-quarantine to curtail infections in several states. State health officials in California, Oregon, and Washington report new cases of COVID-19 with no travel history to China or known exposure to carriers. Worries increase that the virus is spreading in American communities. The number of confirmed coronavirus cases globally tops 100,000. As President Trump signed into law an $8.3 billion spending bill to combat the virus. Over the next week and a half, major sporting events are canceled, schools and businesses are closed, and many Americans are advised to stay home to limit contact with others. On March 13th, the president declares a national emergency as the virus continues to create major disruptions to American life. COVID-19 continues to spread and impact communities around the globe as health officials monitor the disease and try to find ways to curtail it.
Okay, so now we all see how the COVID-19 affect the whole market. And just as I have mentioned, this year the job market will be very bad. And many low-income families will be largely affected by this disease. Probably their key members cannot make money for their family. So now we worry about the big recession in a couple following months. So I don't know, for you and your family, I think right now you have to prepare for the future. The first thing you can do, that is the only thing you can do, is to save money. Okay, don't spend your money easily. Okay, just save money for you and your family. I think that is the only thing you can do right now. And the second thing is keep healthy. Okay, just do some exercise, keep yourself healthy, and and commit more time on learning. That is all the thing you can do in this period. All right. So every week we will share one piece of news with you, and I hope that we can all learn something from this news story. And oh, by the way, I want to let you know that you should subscribe some good news articles or journal, like the Wall Street Journal. This is a newspaper. Now they all have the online version, so you can read news on your PC or your smartphone. So I suggest you to subscribe these services. They have a very good stories, and they have the video stories, analysis, and I think that is a it's really worth it. Every year you just spend around how many? 2,000, I think. $2,000 NTD, right? New Taiwan dollars. Just 2,000. It's not very expensive, and every day you can get the updated news and get some insights. So I think that is worth it. All right. Okay, let's go back to today's topic. Last time we talked about the cocoa, and I gave you some questions. I hope you think about cocoa's motivation. Go to the overseas market. I want you to know what's the KSF, what are the KSFs of the tea shop brand, and I also want you to evaluate the possibility of the globalized tea shop brand. Can a tea shop brand like Cocoa become Starbucks-like a chain? That probably will happen or not, right? So I gave you these questions. And today I use this case to show you many key concepts of the internationalization business management. And through this case, you will get a whole picture. And later, other classes, I will separately introduce these key concepts and the tools. Okay, let's start from the first one, KSF. Okay, so what are the KSFs of the tea shops? Okay, the first thing you have to know is KSF is a widely used terminology in today's world. In project management, in project management field, KSF is very important. For example, if we want to build remote learning system today, okay, so for example, our IT department in our university start to think how to build the successful remote learning tool in coupling weeks. Okay, probably just 2 weeks or 3 weeks. How to build it, and then the staff there must think about the KSFs to build the system. For example, what are the KSFs of that? They need a well-trained staff, right? They are good at coding, troubleshooting. Yeah, that is the first thing they have to do. And what else? They have a very good time control. And they might need resources, for example, the support from the high end, right? Our principals and these managers, they have to support, administrators, they have to support this project and to give them the necessary resources, right? For example, time, money, or others. Okay, so in project management, KSFs are very useful a way to identify the things that can achieve the goal. And in business field, in overall business field, just like this case, we want to assess what are the KSFs of a brand or the industry. So how will we do that? So first, let me define the KSF. KSF in the business field, we always say that there are the factors that can contribute to the ultimate goal. Okay, so the first thing is you must know your goal, right? If there is a goal you want to achieve, later we look back to see those factors that might facilitate the success of the goal. Okay, so that is the KSF. So the definition is pretty simple and straightforward, right? Everyone knows that. Yeah, that is a KSF, definitely. But how exactly we find the KSFs? All right. Finding KSFs is not an easy task. Actually, it's not an easy task. We have the two parts. The first part is perceived KSFs. Versus the real KSFs. So what is the perceived KSFs? Just like this case, cocoa tea, right? Cocoa tea and fresh fruit, okay? Fresh juice. In this case, you actually don't know what exactly cocoa run their business, right? You just use your past experience to see what are the factors that might contribute to the cocoa success. That is the only thing you have. So you basically, based on your personal experience, to assess affirms key successful factors. That is the things you do, right? 就你们基本上是用个人的经验去评估一个公司或是一个可能是整个行业的关键成功因素，对不对？然后那是个人经验。So usually we use our personal experience, our life experience to assess a firm's KSF. That is the first step you do. But you know, that is your personal experience. It could be biased, right? And you can cover all possible factors. Okay, so we call this perceived factors. So what we want to know is real KSFs. But remember, these two types of KSFs are highly correlated. I have to say, use the perceived KSF way to think about the firm's success is not wrong. It's correct. Actually, it's correct. You must have the start point, right? That is your start point. So we have the start point, and later we use some tools and frameworks to help us broaden our views to find more KSF and validate your perceived KSFs. So that is what we do. Start from your perceived KSF, and later use some tools, frameworks, and the theories to help us find more factors and validate those perceived factors. OK， 简单来说就是一开始从你自己的想象出发是没有问题啊，因为这本来就是你的生活经验嘛，你有消费过，所以你大概就会知道一个茶饮店的成功要素有什么。那接下来的话呢，我们是希望就是透过一些工具啦，或是方法啦，或是有一些思考的逻辑啦，让我们看到更多的要素，更多的 factors。当有更多的要素之后呢，那接下来我们要做的事情是什么呢？也验证一下嘛，这些要素到底是不是真的 ？OK， 所以不用担心，就是说一开始我们都是用自己的经验出发，但是接下来的话，你要知道你的经验永远是有误差的，所以我们需要再重新检视一次。这个是希望让第一个让各位了解的。Okay, so now you know the differences between the perceived and the real KSFs, right? And let's practice. Okay, these are the KSFs you list last week. Yep, check this list. You own this list, right? Yeah, some of you just list some, and some students list many. Anyway, I try to summarize all the factors you list. That is the result. Flavor, location, price, quality control, brand, promotion, discount, ingredients and materials, staff training, customer med, handmade. Okay, roughly you list this. So you can see that is pretty. The result is pretty based on your personal experience, right? We want to go deeper. We want to validate these factors. Let's start from the first one, flavor. Okay, let me ask you a question. Should a tea shop have many flavors or just single flavor? Which one is better? Should a tea shop have more flavors or less flavors that will benefit their ultimate success? Do you think which one is possible? 你觉得一个茶饮店的口味要多一点还是少一点比较好？ More or less? Concentrated or various? Which one is better? To the success of the tea shop brand, right? Which one is better? Come on. 桑玉是不是？ What do you think? Just give me your idea. Brilliant. Okay, so you want to see various choices, right? Why? That is your experience, right? But why? I want to see your logic. Why? So you assume that consumers will like various choices, right? That is consumers' behavior. If there are many choices, we will feel happy, right? That is your assumption, right? See, we not just list flavor. You list this term. It doesn't give any information, right? We don't know what exactly you are talking about. We want to see the logic behind you. Just like Zhang Yu said, she said various choices is better. But why? The reasoning is consumers will feel happy. Okay? So we have to debate. We have to know whether that is true or not. So later we have to find some evidence. Okay, let me show you an example. Check this. Do you know this brand? Tiger Sugar? 老虎糖. Do you know this brand? Okay, initially this brand just have one flavor. Actually, they just have one flavor. Very simple one, right? Sugar, just black sugar and what else? No, black sugar and milk tea, melt them together and create some beautiful pattern. So you can see the beautiful pattern in the cup. That is their signature, right? So they call it the strips, the tiger strips, as their signature. Right, so initially they just have the one flavor, right? Initially they just had one flavor, and in the first 3 years, actually they just they just focus on this one, okay? But later, that is what you see, right? They started to expand their flavors and increase the product lines. So not just the milk tea, but also, you know, they also have the ice cream, right? So they start to expand on their flavors, or they expand to other product lines. That is Lao Hu Tang story, the Tiger Sugar tea story. And check this. Okay, this is cocoa tea, right? You can check their menu, and today we'll see that there are roughly 4 types of the drinks. They have the milk tea, fruit tea, specialty, and the seasonal products. So there are many types of the products. Okay, so from this point of view, well, from these 2 cases, we probably can get the pattern. Initially, the brand can focus on one flavor, but over time, they have to expand. Why? Right? Why? It looks like initially some tea shop they can focus on one, but later they have to expand. Why they have to expand? Just think about the case of the Tiger Sugar. Why they have to expand? 嘉轩，你觉得呢？ How do you think? Why? Come on, think about that. Why? Why have to expand? 为什么他们需要增加？为什么？还是佩珊有什么想法吗？看跟那个嘉轩在问佩珊，来佩珊来谈一下吧。为什么 ？Think about that. Or anyone has good idea to explain why they have to expand their flavors or their product lines? Anyone? Anyone have some good ideas? Come on. 都没有吗？想一下，这很关键，因为 first you have to know the basics of the business. That's the first. Once you understand the basics of the business, later we think about the expansion. The expansion has 2 parts. One is a domestic expansion, right? They just grow their business within some countries or markets. For example, in Taiwan, they want to expand their flavors, increase their flavors, and expand their product lines. They can do this all in Taiwan, right? But later they want to expand internationally, right? So they go to the other markets, replicate the Taiwan's model. Okay, so, you know, first, know the basics of the business. Second, we try to assess the possible ways to expand the business in the domestic market or the international markets. Alright, so, again, 你还没投过呢，来嘉轩，为什么？因为都没有回答啊，对不对？都没有救你啊，快点来。多一点的需求 ，OK？ 为什么消费者想要多一点的口味 ？Why customer wants more flavors, want more taste? Why? And why you always change your mind? Why consumers always change their mind? Why they always want to try new things? Why? 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 Why they want to try something new? Why you can't just stick in typical flavor, right? We just always use the same thing, right? The life can be very simple. Why we make our life so complicated and dynamic? Right? Today, in the COVID-19, we have to keep our life simple, right? So why people always make their life so difficult and dynamic? 为什么？ 为什么茶饮就会想要试新的？为什么 ？Why? Any idea? Okay, that is what you have to think about. And this question is pretty important. Okay, let's think about the competition in the market. Is the competition in this market fierce? Do you think the competition in this market fierce? 就这个在里面的竞争是很激烈的吗 ？Yes, right. Why the competition in this market is so fierce? What happened? 为什么这个市场竞争很激烈 ？Why? What competition in this market is so strong? There are so many competitors there. What happened? 为什么？为什么？子涵，你觉得嘞？为什么？ Okay, demand is high. Okay, maybe. So, how many cups of drinks you have a day? How many? 一天喝几杯 ？Oh, you don't drink. Wow, you're a non-customer. You never tried it? 啊，不喝手摇杯的。Okay, but you still will buy drinks from convenience store, right? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and how many cups you drink? 这个怎么念？秋一秋 OK 好，秋一秋。Oh, okay. Wow. You don't consume drinks a lot, but why there are so many brands, right? Why there are so many brands in the market? Okay, so we can see that yeah, the demand is very high. Why the demand is very high? Yeah, let's think about the price, right? So you can see that some factors will connect it, right? The price is the price very expensive for you to afford? No, right? Usually it's 50 to 60. You can see the price is around this range. So yeah, if you have some pocket money, you go to the tea shop and you see that what is a new test? Why not, right? And I'm thirsty. I want to try. Okay, so for ordinary people, if they have some pocket money, that is not a very expensive item. They want to try it right now. So somehow we can say that this is so-called impulse purchasing. 就是很冲动性购物的，坦白讲 ，it's very impulse purchasing behavior. All right, so from the flavor, we can see that actually these factors can help us to think about how other factors are affected or connected, right? So let's go back to the flavor again. Okay, we go back to demand. Demand is very high, right? Why the demand is very high? First, the price is not very high, right? The item is not very expensive, so everyone can afford the one cup of the drinks. If you don't want to drink bubble tea or milk tea or the fruit tea, usually these are pricey products, right? You can try very basic one, right? Just black tea. Just give me a cup of black tea, no sugar, no ice, right? That is okay. Usually that is cost you only $20 or $15, right? That is pretty cheap. So that is affordable drinks. Everyone can enjoy it anytime, anywhere. Why anywhere? Because you can see many shops. Okay, so demand is very high. And let's check about the supply. And the supply is also very high, right? There are so many brands in the market. Why there are so many brands in the market? Why? Because the entry barrier is very low, right? Just think about that. If you can find a job in the following couple months, what kind of job you will pursue? Right? You think that it's impossible to find a decent job in big companies like ASUS, Acer, or Apple. It's very difficult to find a job there, right? So why not to have our own shop and think about the shops we can operate? Yeah, fried chicken or tea shop. Yeah, you just think about these types of business. So you will see that why these ideas will come to your mind because to establish the tea shop. It's not very expensive. You just get a bank loan or you just find money from your parents. You can build your first tea shop. So the entry barrier is not very high. No matter you join the chain system or you have your own store, you can see that the entry barrier is not very high. Alright, so we can say that the supply is very high and the demand is big. So we can see that the competition the competition intensified every year. Okay, we know many suppliers, many tea shop new brands see the future growth, so they want to enter the market. And you keep buying these new flavors, or try these new brands. Why? Because they are new and affordable. Why not? Okay, so we can see that in this situation, if you are the existing brand, just like the Tiger Sugar or the Cocoa Tea, eventually you have to expand your product lines or flavors, right? If you don't do that, new entrants will take your market. Think about that. You open the tea shop here, right? It's the Yunqi, okay, Yunqi tea shop and Shouqing tea shop, right? And suddenly, wow, there are two newcomers. It's Yijun and 这个什么念？Hsiang Hsun, okay. Yeah, suddenly there are two new shops coming and they take every corners of the market. So what can you do? The only thing you can do is to expand your flavors. You increase your product lines. Okay, so when we talk about the various flavors or various tests, we actually imply that the market competition is very strong, right? So again, let's go back to the list. All right. Yes. So we will say that various flavors is one key successful factors, but we know that actually it implies strong competition in the market, right? So here we find the logic, we find the reasoning. Okay, yes, we need various flavors. One day, every the new brands, one day they need new flavors. Why? They have to react to the competition. If they don't have this, how can they keep their market share, right? So that is first key successful factor. Now you know the way we find the key successful factor, right? Okay, let's check the second one and let's practice many times and you will get used to this analysis. Okay, location. Location is very important, right? Yeah, location is very important. You always want to go to the store there nearby you, right? You don't want to go far away just to buy a drink that costs you $50 to $60, right? You always want to try the brand, the new brands, just in your region. You don't want to move too far. Okay, so about the location. Should the tea shop brand choose high traffic location or low traffic location？ 它应该要选择是那种交通很便利，然后所谓的也不能讲交通了，我们说 high traffic 的意思是指就是说那种人流很多的high traffic area or they should choose low traffic area？ 哪一个？你觉得应该选哪一个？这个是燕君对不对？燕君你觉得呢 ？High traffic or low traffic area? Why? And why that is very important to the success of the tea shop? Why? Is it possible to set up the tea shop in a low traffic area and get success? Is it possible? 可能吗？有可能，什么时候会有可能？什么时候会有可能？什么？露营。深山野外的时候，okay. So it will not happen many times, right? So usually we will say that, yeah, high traffic area, right? We always say that we should set up the store in the high traffic area. But later, let's think about the problems of setting the store in the high traffic area. Think about that. Rents. 想一下租金 rents. Okay? If you want to set up the store in the high traffic area, you have to pay very high rents, right? And that definitely will damage your profits. Do you think about that? Okay. So, do they really choose the location? Do they really choose the high traffic location? Or actually, they have some criteria to let them choose the best location. Think about that. what kind of the location they actually find or they actually want to, rent. 想一下，你如果真的在真的好地段的话，那一定租金很贵嘛，对不对？所以一定绝对不会是这么简单，就是说啊，我就是要选择最好的地段，也就是那种所谓的高人流、高车流的这种地段嘛，对不对？所以这个一定不会是重点，是吧？对不对 ？Okay, so what exactly the location they want? 他们真的要的那个地点是什么地点 ？Can you describe the criteria of the location or describe the I don't know. Anyway, what kind of the location they really need? 你觉得？想一下，到底是怎样的地点？你想一下，你现在看到的茶饮店，它所设计的位置都在怎么样的一个地方 ？Come on, let you use the Chinese, OK？ 俊总，你觉得呢？高头现在。哦。一定会经过的 ，OK， 好，那跟那个 high traffic 有什么两样，对不对？就是一定都是人流物，那个不一定在市区。Okay, so I think that is very important. You don't have to set your tea shop in downtown, right? You don't have to set it in a metro area. Actually, you should find the middle path of the two, high traffic points. For example. Is the station, okay? Navy station, if that is the Navy station, and that is the Yuanzi University, right? Okay. You probably have the many passes to the Yuanzi University. Okay, you just need to find the path people will go through, right? So you are not actually choose the specific location that is exactly located in the high traffic area. Of course, you have to do, sometimes you have to do that, especially you are new, you want to attract people's attention, so you want to spend higher rents to get a location. So that initially you will do that, but later you will find that we can just focus on the few paths that can make sure that we can approach customers, right? So you are not actually find the location in the high traffic area. You are actually look at the high traffic paths. And along the path, there probably many locations you can choose. And some location cost you not much, right? That cost you not much. Sometimes students or office ladies, they just ride U-bike and they go to buy the drink. Yeah, that's okay, right? That is not convenient. That will not cost them a lot of time and money to do that. So when we talk about location, think about the rents. Okay, if you know the rents accounts for 40% of the store's operation cost, you will know you have to find the really good location with low rents, right? If you let your rents accounts too high, your operation definitely will have the problems. Okay, so that is the location. And the price. Do you calculate the proportion of the spending on the handshake drinks to your monthly expenditure? Do you calculate the ratio? Your drinks, your expenditure on the drinks to your monthly expenditure. Do you calculate the ratio? 你有算过吗？好，我们用广泛的。Let's include all drinks instead of just handshake drinks. Have you any idea? 有什么？你知道你大概是多少吗 ？Calculate it right now. Calculate it right now. The percentage of your expenditure on drinks to your monthly expenditure. Can you calculate the ratio? 算一下，马上算一下，计算一下。你算一下你的每个月花在饮料上的钱，跟你一个月的 monthly 的 expenditure， 你的一般的支出，你算一下大概是多少 ？Come on, that is very important. That's the we are not just say they get the T-shirt brand get success because they have a low price. No, that is not what we want to look at. That is a very stupid argument, right? That is really stupid argument. We're not talking about that. People not just buy the products based on the price. Actually, you have to look the bigger scope. Okay. So, have you any idea? 大概几%? What's yours? 2, just 2%. Okay. Anyone higher than 2? 有人比2% 高的吗? Anyone higher than 2? The ratio is higher than 2. Anyone? 5? Anyone? Really? Just 2? Okay, just 2. So I think every month you spend around 1,000 on drinks, right? 1000块。不用多少？那你这样多少？ One month. I think roughly 1,000, right? No, 200. Wow, 200. Oh, the T-shirt brand, they will feel bad when they notice. Okay, just 200. They hope that you spend 1,000. Okay, I don't know. Probably you don't want to tell me the truth. But my number is my survey, based on some statistics, some survey. I know that it's roughly 5%, including all drinks, not just the handshake drinks, including all drinks. Just in this age, okay. Students usually will spend around 5% of their total expenditure on these drinks. Okay, so we will say that this 5% is not significant, right? It actually is not very significant, and you can easily allocate this 5% to many types of drinks. Just like what we said earlier, she usually will go to the convenience store to buy drinks, right? She will not buy handshake drinks. But anyway, we know that you will spend money on it. Okay, so we know that people will allocate their money to satisfy their thirsty needs, right? So here we will know the competition within these drinks will also very strong. Why? Because if you label your price a little bit higher than other types of drinks, cocoa, for example, if you label your handshake drinks over 100, people definitely will change their behavior, right? They will go to the convenience store. They just buy the drinks there, right? They will reject to consume your products. So we're going to know that why they set the price around 50 to 60. Okay, they know that because people usually want to spend 5 to 10% on drinks per month. So we know that that is the budget. That is the consumer's budget. Within this budget, they will allocate their money. Okay, so these fresh tea makers, they know that they face the competitions from other types of the drinks. So they can't easily raise the price to 100, but they will test. They will test. For example, one day you will see that there is a drink label 80 or 90, right? And then they find that, wow, students like it, right? They love it. You just buy the drink and selfie, yeah, and post on the Instagram, right? Oh, they find that you like it and you want to share it. So they will gradually test the limitation, okay? The limitation. If they find that, yeah, actually you want to spend more, actually you can accept the handshake drink at 100, they will do it, right? But they still understand that they face very strong competition from other brands, other types of the drinks, okay? So today, they set up the price at this because they understand the competition. So we can just say that, yeah, set the low price is the key success factor to a T-shop brand. We can say that easily, okay? We have to look deeper. We know that that is not just the price. It is because they face the competition. And when they face the various types of the competitors, they have to set the price where consumers can accept。这样可以听得懂这个逻辑吗？我们不是只是把价格就这样列出来，这个没什么太大的意涵，这个你就 survey 就知道了，对不对？就像你现在去 survey 一下，大家就知道，就是说现在茶饮店的饮料价格大概是多少。我们要问的事情是，为什么是设在这个价格？现在这个时间为什么他们是设在这样？为什么它普遍设在这个价格？为什么没有人想要设高一点？为什么没有人在想要设低一点？因为如果你要在这个产业里面竞争，你一定大概设的价格就跟大家差不多嘛，对不对？如果你要设比人家高一点，一定有理由；你要比设人家低一点，你大概是抢市场，这个不用谈，对不对？那但是就知道大概就是有一个 average price 在那边，为什么会是这个 average price？OK， 如果你要解释这是一 key successful factor 的话，那你应该提的事情是，因为我们很清楚知道竞争是长成什么样子，所以我们必须要很精准的去设定我们的价格。这样听得懂吗？这样听得懂哦。OK，All right， it's let's take 10 minutes break and later we keep going and finish the Coco case discussion. Okay, take 10 minutes break. 刚刚的训练那个讲的那个思考逻辑要记起来哦，就是要学起来了，不然的话你们现在看事情都太单一化、太表面化了哦，要多练一下。
看大家的。
Hi, it's the second part. Let's continue the unfinished discussion. Okay, so in the earlier section, we talked about the price, location, flavor, right? So now you know that we are not just list these factors. We actually have to explain the logic behind these factors. And sometimes some factors are connected, right? They are not just one factor that can explain the success of the one brand or the one industry. That is impossible. So sometimes you will have to see the connection between different factors. Okay, later let's check the quality control. Many students say that quality control is very important, right? So how to achieve high quality control? How to make it happen? 想一下 quality control, how to make sure that every store of the T-shirt brand can have a high quality. How to do that? Or do you have any idea or any work experience there? Can share your idea of the quality control. Any idea? 他们怎么做? If you don't know the content of the quality control, how can you assess a firm's success based on this factor, right? So, for example, you said that, yeah, they have a good quality control. Yeah, you must know something, right? You must know the criteria that can help us understand their level of the quality, right? So, you must know the practice there. So, what's the practice? How to achieve high quality? How to do that? 要怎么做？餐饮店的品质控制在做什么？Any idea? Okay, let's separate it into two parts. That will help you easier to understand the quality control. The first part is within store. So each store, we hope that they offer consistent quality products, right? So for example, today I go to buy a bubble tea, and I find that, yeah, that is pretty tasty, right? Next day I go to buy it, and I know that the quality will be the same. So how to make sure the quality will keep the same? 要怎么确保这件事情发生? It's quality, right? That's what we expect. We expect what we want to get, and you really get it. So how to get it? 维中，吕维中是不是有一个名人叫什么维中的？哦，张维中 ，OK， 维中，你觉得呢？餐饮店的品质怎么确保一致稳定？进货，来讲清楚一点，来，什么叫进货？OK， 批次订货，确保品质稳定。还有呢 ？Good point. Batch purchase, right? You want to buy the materials or ingredients in a batch instead of just make a deal with each supplier every time, right? So if you purchase in a batch, you definitely can control your quality better. Okay. What else? Do you have other practice that can help control the quality? 张璇，你有吗？员工训练 ，OK. So training, staff training is very important, right? So now we see that students who list staff training as a key success factor now is connected to the quality, right? Other students list the quality, and then now we know that these two factors are actually highly connected, right? So how to make sure that your staff training is good enough to make sure the quality is stable? How to make it happen? 员工训练大家怎么样做？有概念吗？餐饮店的员工训练怎么做的？有概念吗？ on-job training, or actually they have to take a couple weeks training before they go to the front desk or the kitchen. So what's your idea? They take the training earlier. They have to, learn everything in probably 2 or 3 weeks, and later they go to the kitchen or the front desk. Or actually, they just learning by doing. They just go to the tea shop and start to learn how to make it, and later they directly face the customers. So, which approach do you think is possible? 资源训练, okay. So you have to know how do they train the staff, right? Okay. So now the first thing you know is the quality control is related to staff training, right? That definitely is very important connection. You have the good staff training, you make sure that the quality can be guaranteed, right? That is the first thing. And how to do the staff training? Okay, we have the two approach. One is to train the customer in before they go to the operation. That is one, but it is expensive, right? And next one is you just put your staff into the operation directly. The risk is unstable quality. So we definitely know that they will train the staff before they put these guys into the operation. So that is the way they train staff, and it's costly. Actually, it's costly. Think about that. If your staff is not qualified, you have to find another one, right? You have to find new guys to replace these existing staff. So somehow it's a cost to the tea shop brand. All right. So we know that training is important. And earlier, one student said that we have to control the quality of the materials. And how to control it? Yeah, batch purchasing is very important, right? 就是批次购买 batch purchasing, and long-term relationship with specific suppliers is also very important, right? So every time we just purchase the bubble from one supplier, and we sign a long-term contract with the supplier, and we ask the suppliers to offer consistent quality materials. And if the supplier cannot make it, they will be fined, right? Or they have to, compensate us. So that is the way you control your quality. Okay? And more, actually more. Think about it. How to make the staff training in an efficient way, right? If your store, your tea shop offer various tests, go back to the first one, right? We always say that customers like various tests, right? They like to try something new, and why? Because that is affordable, and they can find the tea shops easily. They're probably just in the middle of the path to the company or the school, right? So they can find the tea easily and pay an affordable price to get the tea. So we know that people like various tests. But if you offer various tests, there is a big problem. It will let your staff training more costly, right? Think about that. You have to know how to make a bubble tea, how to make the fruit tea, how to make the coffee, or how to make everything. So that will make the training process so complicated. Okay, so let's, what do we say that? Yeah, you see, from the one factor, now we connect to one more factor, that is the flavors. If you have the various tests and the flavors, that will let your staff training taking longer, right? And that will make your quality control much difficult. Okay? And also that will let your material preparation much more complicated. Alright, so we will see that, wow, it's not easy to run a tea shop, right? So when we check Cocoa Tea's menu like this, okay, so for example, fruit tea, click in and check the items they offer. That is in New York, okay, in New York, cocoa tea shop. So you see, wow, so many tests, right? And from the operations idea, we know that it's very costly. You have to prepare different ingredients, materials, and later you have to train your staff, right? You have to make sure that they can make these drinks
in a very short time because customers, they don't want to wait, right? You order the drinks and you hope you can take away right now. So you don't want to wait too long. So when you prepared so many items, you let your supply chain management difficult, you let your staff training complicated. So it's not easy to run the tea shop with the various flavors. Okay? So now you are getting understand what's the value of the KSF analysis. Okay, later, you have the brand, promotion, discount, or customer management, all these factors. I hope you to think deeper. Okay, I hope you to think deeper. Try to find the implications behind each factor. Okay, so I will stop here because I think I explained the top 4 or 5 major factors that can explain the success of the tea shop brand. So I think you can follow the same way to find the ideas behind each factor. Alright? 所以可以想一下，就是说这就是我们在思考的方法。It's business thinking. That is the business thinking. You have to know the basics of the business first, and later they think about the expansion. If you don't know, you have no idea about the business basics, how can you design a successful growth strategy, right? It's impossible. It's impossible. 好，所以这边没有问题哦。所以这个就是告诉大家，就是你在思考未来你在思考的一个过程里面哦，当人家在问你 KSF 的时候，不要只是傻傻的只把 KSF 列出来，尤其是很多老板都会直接跟员工讲，我们的关键成功因素是什么啊？把它列一列，这绝对不是这么简单的，它是一套思考的一个过程哦。然后各个要素之间它可能都是有关联性的，它绝对不会是破碎的、零碎的，好不好 ？Any question about this part? I hope you can get the main idea behind the KSF analysis. Any question? Problem? Come on. Hello. So, are you okay? Can you really get my idea? Cool. Okay. You definitely will become a good manager in the future. If you fail, that's definitely not my fault because you said that you all learned it. So that's definitely not my fault, right? Okay. Let's move to the next question. Okay, what are the main motivations for the internationalization of handshaken tea shops, right? Why they go to the international market? Okay, many of you said that money, right? We want to make big money. Yes, that is the goal. That is the ultimate goal, right? But what I want to find is the ways to make money, or some trigger points that make the firms find the opportunity to make big money. And there are several theories to tell us why some firms have the sensitivity to find this opportunity to make big money. Okay? So, if you want to go to the international markets, you must do some analysis. We call it external environment analysis. Okay? 外部环境分析 external environment analysis. You always seek opportunities outside your region or outside your boundary, right? And you also see the weakness or the threat that happen in your environment. So always firms will look outside. They want to find opportunities, and they also see the threats outside there. And they will look deeper. They will look inside. They want to know their strengths and the weakness. So they will do so-called SWOT analysis. 这有听过吗？应该你们在管理学都有上过嘛，对不对 ？SWOT, the SWOT analysis. So everyone knows the SWOT analysis, and it's not a real useful framework, but I usually use it as a guideline to help us quickly assess the external environment, but it definitely is not the best tool to analyze external market, okay, external environment. So I just roughly let you know how the business think about the environment. First, we start from the opportunities, all right? So when you go to the international market, you must see some opportunities, right? So for example, cocoa, tea again. We use cocoa all the time. Cocoa again. They probably won't go to the Vietnam. And why? Why they go to the Vietnam? We know they go to Vietnam definitely wants to make big money there, right? But why they see Vietnam as a possible market? What do they find? Why they believe they have some strengths or the competitive advantage there? So there is some opportunity there, right? So what kind of opportunity they find in Vietnam? That is what we want to look for. Okay. So usually when we do the opportunity analysis, we want to check some issues, especially for the consumer markets. For example, lifestyle. Okay. So Cocoa Tea, the founders and their managers probably one day found that, well, the lifestyle in Vietnam, especially in the big city, their young people have very similar purchasing behavior, just like the young people in Taiwan. Okay, so, well, that is a big opportunity, right? If their lifestyle is pretty similar to Taiwanese young generation, why not we expand our business there? Okay, so you will check the lifestyle, and usually this lifestyle, so-called lifestyle, that is not clearly defined terms. Actually, lifestyle has many factors, including the population, the average age, their household income, all these factors. Okay, and these factors, when we combine these factors and try to describe the relationship between these factors, we see the lifestyle, right? We see lifestyle. We see that how people live there, how they work there, how they spend money, right? So we have the rough idea. And through this idea, we find that, well, some markets really have plenty of opportunities. So today in Southeastern Asia, we find that our tea shop brands go to there. Why? They see opportunity there, right? They see that the people live there have pretty similar purchasing behavior, just like the people live in Taiwan. So we definitely have the chance to go to there. That is the opportunity. Okay, that is opportunities. And the threat. Why they go to the international market? Some students you smartly point out they must have they see the high competition in Taiwan market. They some views say that the competition is too fierce, and the supply is actually not just a normal supply; it's an overly supply, right? The supply is too much, so it's not easy to make money today in Taiwan, and the labor costs, the material costs, all are increasing. So that is not easy to make money here. So why not go to the other countries? So they see the threats, right? They see some threats happened right now, and then they want to prepare for the future growth. So that's the reason they go to another market. They believe that domestic market probably cannot make them sustain alone. So it's better to find a new market and try to introduce our service there. So that is the threat they find. Okay, so they see the opportunity there, and they see the threat now they face. So they have some motivation go to the international market. 所以这边听得懂吗？就是说，通常我们在讲的这种 motivation， 就是说你一定会做一下分析嘛，你不会没事跑到一个你不熟悉的地方做生意，就算你知道它可以赚钱，这个当然我们都知道要赚钱嘛，但你不会没事跑到一个你不熟悉的地方做生意，所以你一定会先做一下分析，了解一下，就是说，做生意的机会在哪里？那我们现在面对的威胁在哪里？当你发现就是说你本地的竞争够大的时候，非常大，然后再加上外部也有成长机会，而且这成长机会似乎就是low hanging fruits, you know, some opportunity are low hanging fruits, meaning you can just get the fruits easily. You don't spend too much efforts to get the fruits. Some opportunity just like this. Okay, so you just go to there and you believe that you can get big success. So that is the opportunity you see, and you want to avoid the impact of these threats. So you don't want to, constrained by the Taiwan market. You want to go to the other market that is new, that is profitable. So let's go to there. So that is the ONT, opportunity and the threat. Okay, and you probably see your individual strengths and weakness. And the strength is very important 就是我们的优势，强势的地方，优势的地方。Because the competition in the tea shop industry is very strong, our brands they developed a very good supply chain management, staff training system, and what else? Yeah, brand management system. They developed a very complicated and strong systems in Taiwan. That can be their strength, right? No other countries, their tea shop brands have these systems. So we can say that these brands in Taiwan, they developed some skill set. 就有一些技能组了哈，我们叫做这个叫什么？也叫玩游戏嘛，对不对？你会累积不同不同的技能嘛，对不对？或打宝来增加你的一些能力嘛 ，equipment 啊这些等等。Okay, anyway, we can see that. The firms in Taiwan, they develop some special set of the skills and the capabilities, and they believe that these capabilities can help them grab the opportunity. Okay? So, they try to leverage their current advantages. They try to let these well-developed skills have create the new revenue streams. They don't want to be constrained there, right? Here, you can apply your existing skills and the resources, capabilities many times in domestic market, but no more money, right? You find that everyone just do the same thing here. So you can distinguish yourself. You can make more money based on your existing skills. So why not go to the other countries where their local competitors not emerge or their local competitors have no such capabilities? That is what we want to do. Okay? So you see that, wow, they have a very weak competitors there. And there is a good chance for us. Let's go to there. So we see opportunity, big opportunity. And we see our internal strength is strong. So let's just go to get the market and make money. So that's the strength. And we also know that firms has the strength, also have the weakness, right? They know that something they can do, okay, or they have trouble to expand. So they know these things will limit their growth. So for example, capital, okay? To expand your business overseas, you need capital, you need money, right? If you don't have money, how can you go to there? To establish headquarters or build the supply chain is costly, right? It will spend you a couple years to build the successful, to build the trusted value chain. It also have to, hire staff there to work for you, right? So you probably need a capital to do that. And strong competition in Taiwan let these tea shop brands lack of capital because they have to repeatedly reinvest their money into their current operation and develop the new flavors. So that will spend too much capitals on the current competition. So they know that is their weakness. Okay, so to release this weakness, well, they have to do something. Go to the overseas market probably is a good idea, right? Because you can use your strengths to, for example, the idea of running the tea shop brands to find the suitable local partners. You just let the local partners spend money and get your know-how and skills, right? So largely, this way largely release your burden of the capital. You don't have to spend all the money by yourself. You can rely on your local partners, right? So you will find that in domestic market, you have this weakness. You don't have the capital to become bigger. But in the global market, you know that your strengths can get something valuable back, right? You just release your know-how, technologies, your ideas to the local partners to exchange their capital to develop the more brand or no more shops in other countries. Okay, so that is the idea, SWOT. And this semester, we will use other case studies to let you know the idea. Okay, how to access the external markets quickly and easily. 所以这边 SWOT 这样可以理解吗？你要把这个整个走一次，就是说我们都知道目标是要赚钱，对不对？但是你为什么可以跑出去赚钱？这个要有背后的理由啊，要有背后的理由啊，对不对？你之所以看到那边有机会，那可能是因为那个市场跟台湾很像。你之所以感觉到就是说一定要出去，是因为你在本地的竞争很强，你已经遇到非常强的一个威胁了。那你之所以看到那个机会，而你又敢去抓取这个机会，那是因为你觉得你自己的能力够强，而且这个能力是当地的公司所没有的，所以你觉得这是一个好机会，我们应该这时候去。那你也看到自己的一个弱势，就是这个弱势就是在台湾的过度竞争，让你不容易赚钱，不容易赚钱，你就没有过多的资金可以再继续成长嘛？那怎么办呢？那我们走到国外去，我们发现我们的 strength 可以拿来换这些我们所缺少的东西，钱啊，对不对？我们可以让 local partners 来帮我们做更多的事情。那我们提供他的可能是 know how， 可能是提供他们的是一个品牌，对不对？那这些都可以让他们自己去运作。OK， 所以这都是我们在看的，就是 motivations behind the internationalization. Alright? So, can you get my idea? Any questions so far? Hello, are you still here? Yeah, you are still here. Okay, don't take this as a show, okay? You have to react, you have to think about the logic I just tried to tell you. And you see that there's no textbook, right? There's no textbook. So, what you get here is what you have, you know? You don't have the textbook to help you to recall the whole process. So, you have to try to memorize, try to think through, just right here. Don't think that you understand the whole process, okay? And you believe that you can, try to recall the memory when you back to your dorm. That's impossible. That is impossible. You must do everything here. 我不是喜欢用教科书的人，所以你现在在看到这些东西都没有教科书，这就全部用问答跟这种讲授的方式，然后希望带着你整个思考一次。所以你要搞懂，你就得要现在搞懂。你现在搞不懂，我跟你讲，你回去之后，你马上5分钟后就忘记了，甚至离开教室之后，你们的记忆就跟那个鲸鱼一样，就游到左边，他已经忘记刚刚在右边发生什么事情了，所以他才一直在那游来游去嘛，对不对？对啊，所以你们的脑容量就是很有限，都几 bit 而已啊，就很少很少这样。Okay. So, can we get my idea right now? So, see, first, it's the basics of a business, right? We want to see the key success factors of the brand. Okay, we know that there are some standards that the firms must meet. Once they meet that, they can at least survive in the industry. So here we discuss several key success factors, and later we know that the firms sometimes have the motivation to go to the international market because of they see because of good opportunity, strong threat, strong capability, and their weakness, right? So there are some motivations. And let's move to the next one. Alright, so right now you can easily answer the third one, right? If you understand the earlier discussion, now you know how to answer the third one. What kind of the capability do tea shops need to internationalize? Okay, so if you want to answer this question, let's go back to check this. These key success factors, okay? We know that these local tea shop brands, they successfully do their business in Taiwan because they all meet these key successful factors, right? They all have this. But the problem is, can they duplicate these key successful factors in other countries? If they can, the internationalization will become a disaster. Okay? They will find that, wow, they spend a lot of money there, for example in Vietnam, but get nothing, right? Because they probably wrongly think about the local needs, right? They find that, well, actually, people there, they don't really need our tests or flavors. they don't like bubble teas, right? They hate bubble teas. They think the bubble tea is disgusting, right? There are so many tiny eyes looking at me, right? That's quite terrible. And if I eat too more, will that make my stomach bad? Or, probably, I don't know. It's not real. I just let you understand that these key successful factors, some of them are really critical in other countries. Some are not, right? But can you understand which factors that are critical to the local market, to the foreign markets, and which are not? Can you identify them? Okay. Ideal situation is you find a country that identical to Taiwan, and you duplicate the whole system to the foreign markets, right? That is the ideal situation. But it will not happen all the time, right? So the problem is how to adapt some factors in local market. Some are keep the same. It is the capability. It is a real hard thing to do. Okay, think about that. Have you ever visited Vietnam? 有人去过越南吗？有人去过越南吗？ Oh yes. So how do you think their taste? Do they like sweet things? 你觉得他们喜欢甜的吗？对。Super love. They love sweet a lot, right? So if you want to duplicate your menu to Vietnam, you want to make the same menu there, well, you might have to let your bubble tea much sweetener, it tastes really sweet, just like a Tainan, right? They have to make everything sweet. They want to add a lot of sugars there, right? So everything must be sweet. So yeah, you know that some factors have to adapt to the local needs, right? And some factors probably have the local version instead of your domestic version. For example, location. In Vietnam, we see there are some big cities, but the urban and the differences between the urban and the suburban is large. All right, so we can see there is a big development gap between the urban and suburban. Okay, so in this environment, probably your location choices will be a little bit different from Taiwan. So that is what I say that adaptation is the issue. Okay, you have to adapt to the local needs. And while you want to keep the consistency of these successful factors, that is a problem. And later you will know that is what we call globalization and localization. That is a globalization or localization dilemma. Okay, so sometimes we have to make our successful factors pretty locally, right? And if you don't do that, the local buyers will not buy your ideas. But you know that if you really make the local version that fit the local needs, you actually build a whole new company or whole new brand there, right? Because that is a whole new thing. So the high localization means that you will face very high entry barriers in some industries, in some countries. And the other dimension is standardization. Standardization means in Chinese 标准化, 标准化. Okay, how much your operations can be standardized, right? Sometimes you have to let your operation pretty standardized. For example, making a phone, right? Making a phone, whether that is iPhone or Android phone, right? Whether where you make it, you have to make sure that the factory deliver the same quality products, right? So the operation will be the same. They will be wholly standardized. Okay, so all the factory around the world will follow the same operation standards, and they all know their quality standards. But sometimes service industry or the consumer industry, consumer markets, you can't have a truly standardized service process. You have to adapt to the local needs, or you have to develop the whole new standards. Okay, so that is what we see that some Japanese chain stores in Taiwan cannot develop so fast, because they can just use their standardized process in Taiwan. Let me give you an example. QB House, I don't know whether you know this brand or not. QB House, 你们知道这家吗？ Do you know this brand? Yeah, it's a speedy haircut service. 就是快速剪发服务，快速剪发服务。And now they expand globally, and but outside Japan, their service are not really famous and popular. One issue is the headquarter, QB headquarter seems to be like strong standardization. Okay, so they will let the operation outside Japan just follow the process, just follow the SOP, just like in Japan. So they have to follow the same recipe. They can't adapt too much to the local needs. So, for example, there is a very interesting transaction process. Okay, this one. Check this. Okay, you have to buy tickets first. That is a step one. Okay, so you have to insert $300. You can use your paper or the coins, or yeah, usually you will insert 1,000 or the 500 cash into the machine, and then the machine will give you a card, and then you can wait for the service. You can wait the service. Okay, so that is a step one. And in some countries, they prefer the faster way. For example, in China, mainland China, today they use the WeChat or the Alipay. That is pretty fast. So why I have to find my money and insert to the machine and get a ticket and wait? Why can't I just scan the code, right? Just put a QR code there. Let me scan the code and directly wait there, right? So you can see that sometimes you have a very good operation system, standardized operation system, but it might hinder your international expansion. Okay, that's just one example for you. 这个知道吗？就是 QB House 的话，它就是要先买票。那其实，在日本有很多店都是这样嘛，比如像说拉面店，你也要先在那个机子嘛，先投钱，然后点菜，然后接下来就是拿那个票卡等你的菜来。那这个剪头发也是一样，它一样就是要投钱拿票，然后再等。那在有的国家的话，其实有更快的交易的一个方式嘛，对不对？所以其实你不用有这一个步骤，但他们还是坚持这个一定要留着，因为这对他们来讲，这个复制的成本是最低的。他们可以把这样的一个模式直接复制到海外的市场，大家都用同样的一个交易系统。Okay, so you will see that sometimes you achieve very high standardization. Okay, and you also want to let your service very localized. Wow, this is a pretty difficult task, right? How can let it happen, right? If you want to your service be localized and also develop some standard process, wow, it must be expensive. It must be expensive, right? Because you develop the whole new local version of the business there. And it looks like you have the new company there, right? But if you don't need to have very high localization, you have you believe that the global markets have the same needs, that is pretty common needs, so I don't need to localize for the local needs. Okay, that is what will be wonderful. And you believe that standardized process is okay. So in this situation, this type of business can grow very fast, right? because standardization will lower down the overall operating cost. And the global needs, the same global needs will give you the huge opportunity. So in this situation, the first will grow so fast. All right. And if you have this, of course, we should try to get this big opportunity. But if you can, well, you have to find the other possible growth ways. Right? 所以这边的话，让各位了解一下，就是我们大概可以用这种划分方法啦，就让你去看一下，就是你今天在国际上成长啊，对不对？你不是只是单纯的复制过去嘛，有一些东西你就是要在地化，对不对？那在地化其实它不是很容易的哦，不是很容易的。有时候你在地化到一个极致的时候，你相当程度就是在那边开一家全新的公司了哦，那这个跟你的全球营运可能都差别很大哦。那当然我们不希望走成这样，因为这样的话你的整个复制的成本会很高，对不对？那最好的情况就是全球的需求都很相近，然后你又可以用很标准的、很统一的一个做法来运作这个全球市场。那这个是最简单的一个方法。So that is our ideal situation. Very low localization need and very high standardized operations. If we can achieve both, wow, we have a good chance to become a big company, right? Okay. So let's third. Here I will not explain the details of the capability that need for the internationalization, because later in our other case studies, I will lead you to find the key capability they need to do the global business. And the next question is, okay, what are the factors for the tea shops to choose the international markets? Okay, again, go to the international market, you have to check several things, right? Earlier I told you the lifestyle, right? If you are searching for the opportunity in the consumer market, lifestyle is very important. You want to know how people live there, how do they spend their money, how they spend their time on, leisure things like tour or moving or movie or the other things, right? So you want to study this. You want to study their lifestyle. And again, lifestyle is not the precise term. Okay, we have some terms that can help us better understand the situation, the foreign environment. So please input the following terms. 那你接下来的话，你可以找一下以下这些词哈 ：business, B-U-I, business, environment, assessment, countries. Okay, so, oh sorry, it should be this. Check this. And let me zoom in. Again, there is no textbook, so you have to know what I'm doing here and try to memorize it or practice it right now. So go to Google. Do I need to tell you how to find Google? No, right? Okay, www.google.com, and you can find some useful links via these keywords: business environment, assessment, and countries. Okay, because we not assess the ordinary business environment. We are assess. We want to assess the foreign markets. So in the consumer market, you probably need to focus on the very basic lifestyle. But there are other factors you should focus on, right? And today there are many good surveys and reports that give you the tools to assess different countries' environment. So let's just use the World Bank. Okay, you can find this. There is a World Bank business environment evaluation. Okay, so go to there. Okay, and you can see that they use some criteria to evaluate the foreign markets. So the first one is business entry, operation, and the regulatory technology. So you can see there are some factors, and we quickly go through these factors. And the indicator-based reforms, quality infrastructure, regulatory governments, and what else? Okay, probably that's all. All right. So we are not just looking at lifestyle in the consumer market. Sometimes we have to look at other factors that will affect your success or not in some countries, and these are the other factors. For example, entry. Is that very easy to enter in some countries? For example, Vietnam, we all said, yeah, there's a good opportunity there, right? People live there, seems like have a very identical life that is just like the Taiwanese people, right? But is there is a low entry barrier, right? Is the government welcoming the foreign operators, right? If not, even there is a good opportunity, we can grab the opportunity, right? 所以第一个就跟你讲，像那个 business entry 就很重要，因为有些国家对那个进入它会设很多的一个条件，所以有时候你容不容易进入就会变成一个问题。So when we evaluate the potential of the market, we have to think about the entry barrier. And let's move to reforms. Vietnam just opened to the global market in this decade. Actually, in this decade, in the past almost 30 years, they are pretty conservative. So they don't open their border to the international trade, and they don't welcome the international competitors. But now they open their border and they welcome international brands go to Vietnam. So now we can see they are going through very big reforms. 就是说在变革啊，这个整个国家变革。The politically in the political environment, we can see they try to stabilize their political situation. So they want to let these foreign operators, companies understand that Vietnam is a trusty country. You don't need to worry about our political issues. You can be very safe here. Okay, we will not, acquire your assets without any reason. We will protect your intellectual properties. And all this need, bigger reforms because, in the past, this country is quite conservative and closed. Now they want to open to the world. Okay, so yeah, reforms is an issue, and quality infrastructure is matter. Quality infrastructure matters. So you don't want to go to the country without electricity, right? To run the tea shop, you must have the good infrastructure like transportation, electricity, water supply, right? That's all basic things. And today is an internet era, so we need the internet or we need high-speed telecom services. So we have to make sure that the countries can offer these basic infrastructures. If the country cannot offer these infrastructures, even we see the big opportunity there, we can get the opportunity. Because it's too expensive, right? No water. What? Do you want me to establish a water plant? Or I need to build the electricity house? Do I need to do that? Right? That is impossible. So if the infrastructure is not sufficient, the operation cost will be very high, and the firms will face a high risk. Okay, now, finally, they also call that, regulatory governments. So, you also have to see the regulation differences. In some countries, they have a very strong protection policy toward laborers. For example, Vietnam, they pretty protect their laborers. So you have to know their laws. How do they set up the laws to pay the laborers give them the holidays, give them the training. You all have to know this. That is the thing you have to follow. All right. So you can see the World Bank give you that. Yeah, we have some evaluation criteria, and that can help us to find the markets we should go. Right. And there are other tools. Let me spend a couple minutes to finish this part. Okay. So for example, OECD. Yeah, you can find this as OECD. Okay. See, they also have some reports to help you evaluate the productivities across countries. All right. So there's a big report. Okay. And through this report, you will see the factors they use to evaluate different countries' performance. All right. And what else? See, there are many other institutions offer the assessing tools. Okay. So don't worry. Later we will use these tools and the concepts to help us select the right markets we should go. All right. And finally, search the term demographic profile. Demographic profile. It looks like this. Okay, and then you can find the first search result that is listed in Wikipedia. Demographic profile. Okay, and click in. All right. So there is a table named World Demographic Profile 2017. All right. It's also a way you can access the global markets. This table is to let you know the global or the world demographic. But you can use this tool to access different countries and the market. So this table just gives you the ideas of the dimension they used to access the demographic. So a demographic profile. So for example, population, age structure, dependency ratio, okay, median age, birth, death, okay, sex ratio, life expectancy, total fertility rate, okay, like this, language, regions, So you can see there are several big dimensions that can help us to know the demographic profile. And why we have to know this? Just like I said, for example, we go to the Vietnam and we want to know what's the demographic profile there, right? Just as I said, the lifestyle is not a good term. It's very easy to understand, but it's not a formal term. Usually we have to use some formal term to better communicate with each other, and the demographic profile is better, okay? Demographic profile is better. So use a demographic profile, we can have the overview of the country's population, age distribution, spending, marriage, death, and blah blah blah, and other factors. 所以这个是我们另外一个评估的一个方法就是我们可以通常用这些评估的一些指标去看懂一个国家现在的样子那这个是我们都在做外部分析的时候都会做的。这个是不用担心，这个我们之后都会在练习啦那只是说我们今天就是透过 Coco 这个案子让你走过一次之后，就是说在一个简单问题背后，其实我们要做的事情还蛮多的这就是商业这就是商业。All right, so back to the question 4. You see that the question is pretty simple, very straightforward, right? What are the factors for the tea shops to choose the international market? But if you really want to answer this question, you must have some tools, these assessment tools, right? It probably is the country ranking, right? This country ranking, it compares different countries' infrastructure, regulatory environment, business entry, that is one assessment tool. And the other is a demographic profile, right? You can know how old the country is some countries are really old, just like Taiwan. We are getting aging, so our population are now toward to the aging segment. So that is all the things you have to use in the future. Okay, and in this case, just give you the instruction. All right, and finally, we have the 2 other questions. So we have to take a break, and now it's 11:05. Let's take 10 minutes break. Okay, 我们休息10分钟。
Students usually will spend.
哦，然后为了因应之后我们可能会停课，所以我今天也在试那个直播。然后那欢迎各位打赏啊，好不好？那讲得好，对，谢谢抒情给的爱心之类的，爱你哦，对。没有在试了，我现在在 YouTube 上，我现在把刚刚讲的东西，就是用延迟几秒钟直播的方式，所以我们现在都在直播现场，好吗？不过没有人看就是了。 有没有看到我们现在直播？现在在直播模式中的，它大概会有10秒还15秒的 delay 吧。避免我们之后真的没办法上课的时候，那你们就听我这边直播吧。记得给爱心哦。Okay, it's the third part, and we have to finish all these questions today. Alright, so the question 4, I just let you understand. To answer the question 4, you need some tools to assess the potential markets. So just as I said, you can check this country or the market ranking. There are many institutions like the World Bank, OECD offer these rankings. And also some research institute, they have this. For example, the Stanford, Harvard, they all have the similar rankings to help you find the best place to do business. Of course, sometimes we need a demographic profile that can let us know the lifestyle in some countries or markets. So there are many tools we can use. Okay. And five, last time many students are confused about the wholly owned joint venture license and acquisition. All right. Actually, that is my fault. I didn't explain it very clearly. So here we go through these ideas again. Last time we talked about the FDI, right? We talked about FDI. So what is the FDI? 上一次讲的 FDI 是什么 ？FDI stands for what? Foreign direct investment, right? So if you place your assets outside your country, that is the foreign direct investment. Okay. For example, you have the wholly owned subsidiaries there. Right? So we can probably have the wholly owned subsidiary, that is the FDI, right? Because you invest your money in other countries to build the entities there. So that is FDI. Okay? And the wholly owned means you wholly control the company. You have the 100% shares of the company. Nobody can affect your decision. You are the only owners of the company. So that is the one type of the FDI. FDI have many types, have many forms. Okay, so wholly owned is the one, and you also can invest in other companies, right? So last time we talked about the valuation idea. First, you have to know the target in other countries. For example, I want to invest in Vietnam, and I find that Hsiang Hsun, Ivy, right? Ivy is she runs a company in Vietnam, and yeah, I know that Ivy wants to have the tea shop brand in Vietnam too. So I think, yeah, that's probably a good chance. I don't have the capital. I lack of money, so I need a local partner. So I want to rely on Ivy's efforts to help me build my brands in Vietnam. Okay, so I asked Ivy, what's your valuation? I know you are not a listed company, you are not in the stock market, but I still want to know your valuation. Okay, so Ivy told me that, yeah, my valuation is $3 million. $3 million. 300万. Okay. And yeah, I can let you join my company. You have to pay, for example, $10 million, $3 million. Okay, you have to pay $0.1 million to get my shares and get, or say, 30% of the voting rights in my company. All right, so that is one kind of the foreign direct investment. I'm not buying this company. I'm not buying Ivy's company. I just invest some share. I invest some money in her company and get some controlling power. Okay, so I just acquire around 10% of this company shares. That's all. All right. So that is the one kind of the FDI. And if you believe that buying Ivy's company is better instead of owning part of the shares, you will go to the MMA. You 100% acquire the company, right? So you just give Ivy a big money. I give Ivy $3 million, and Ivy can go, right? I wholly own. Now I wholly own this company. I own Ivy's company right now. I'm the owner. I'm the new owner. So that is the MMA. You 100% control the company. All right, and if you just put some money in her company and get some voting rights, 就投票权了，就是在 决策一些事情的时候有一些投票权的话，那你只是投资一部分啊。那这种的话也是 FDI， 但是它就是一个单纯的投资啊。Okay, so that is a second type of the FDI, and there are other types of the FDI. For example, joint venture, JV. So sometimes you heard it. When you want to form a JV, you want to form a JV. Let's say I explain to you, JV just like Papa and Mama and raise a kid, right? I and Ivy, we just put our money to form a new company in Vietnam, right? So Ivy have voting rights for the operations decisions of the new company, and I have too, right? I have the part of the rights to decide the future of the company. So both of us input our resources, money into the new entity. And by this way, we both parties can leverage each other's advantages. So for example, Ivy's company in Vietnam has the local know-how. They know the labor law. They know how to train people there. They know how to communicate with the government. That is the Ivy's strength. And my strength is the brand management, project management, and and what else? Yeah, basically the brand management, project management, and others probably. Okay, so both of us just put all our best in this joint entity. So that is also the way we can run the company in other countries, and it's also one type of the FDI. So anyway, you can see that we have to put money outside our country, right? So these are the basic FDI ways to expand. And how about the non-FDI? 非 FDI 的扩展的模式 There are other ways to expand your operations to other countries, right? These are non-FDI ways. For example, exporting. Well, you don't place your money outside your country. You just sell your product outside your country, right? So that is pretty simple ways to expand your global market. And by this way, you don't have to care about the global market. Some markets, some characteristic of some market. For example, you don't need really worry about the labor law in Vietnam. You don't have to care about that. Why? Because somebody will solve the problem, right? All the thing you have to do is just sell your product to the country. That's all. So yeah, it's a way to expand your global markets, but sometimes you take some risk, right? You export your product there, and you don't know whether your product can be sold well in the country. It depends on your the status in Vietnam deal with your brands and your products. So some risk, but it's very easy to do business overseas. So exporting is a very usual way you go to the overseas market, and we have the licensing, or sometimes we call it the franchising. 授权或是这种加盟的形式你也不太需要出什么钱你就是让对方出钱。Franchising or licensing, licensing like I know the recipe of the bubble tea, and I will not set my factories or my stores in Vietnam. So I find a partner in Vietnam, and I license my recipe to this Vietnam partner. I let the partner there follow my recipe to produce bubble teas. Okay, so the partner there just need to pay me license fee to get my recipe. Okay, so you can see that yeah, actually you don't need to invest money in Vietnam, and you can easily do that. Your operations expand globally, but the risk is very obvious, right? What's the risk of licensing? 像刚刚听完之后，你觉得这个风险哪里 ？What's the risk of licensing? Come on, it's very easy to understand, right? I license, I give my recipe to Ivy's company. So what's the risk? Ivy, what's the risk I face? Tell me. 我的风险为什么？Oh, okay. You steal my recipe, right? You no longer pay me money to use my recipe. Well, it probably will happen, right? Or you still use my recipe, but you make some changes. You don't really follow my instructions. You believe that your idea is better, so you add some ingredients or materials that are not allowed by licensee, right? So I don't allow a license. I don't allow you to do that, but you do that, right? So if the monitoring or the supervision is weak, sometimes the licensee 就是授权方被授权的一方 licensee 被授权方 is Ivy's company probably will not follow licensors instruction, and in the long run they will damage the brand image, right? It's bad. And sometimes local partners they not just replace or change the recipe. Sometimes they will use low cost materials. It will happen, right? If you cannot monitor their behaviors, sometimes you will face this risk. Okay, so that's all the license issues. Okay, if you cannot fully control your partner's behavior, in the long run, you face this risk. But sometimes, your partner really good, right? They are kind people. They follow your instruction, and they believe that your partnership can last long. So sometimes it will happen, but most of the time, we always hope that we can exert more controlling power over the partner to make sure that they follow our recipe. Okay, so the license is a common way to expand the business scope in global markets. But sometimes you have to know the risk behind the licensing. And the franchise is the same idea, right? You just let the local people to join your system. They pay, set up the fees and other operation costs to build their stores. That is also a good way to expand your business, right? And then you don't really to invest too much in foreign markets. 所以 franchising 就是这种授权加盟也是一样的概念跟 licensing 其实概念是非常接近的。反正就是你自己花力气最少，那都是别人花钱比较多。那你卖的东西是什么？就是你自己最擅长的东西，要么就是这种配方啊，要么就是这种营业秘密的东西啊。那别人就是学不会的，或者说甚至有时候是品牌，你的品牌非常知名，那你就是授权让别人去使用在这种情况也很常见。Okay, so you have these non-FDI ways to expand your market. Okay, so we have many ways to do business overseas, but which one is the better for the T-shop brand? Which one is better? 你觉得对他们来讲的话，哪一个会是比较好的模式呢 ？Okay, so let's see your answers. The 5. Okay, so 像新桥 license, right? 新桥 where are you? Are you here? Oh, why you think license is better? 为什么 Do you worry about misconduct of your local partners? You know, just like the case I described, right? Your local partners probably will not follow your instructions, right? You give the recipe and he or she did not follow the recipe. That is a terrible thing. Or he just steal your recipe, right? He didn't tell you that, and he directly sell the recipe to others. It will happen, right? So why do you think the license is the best way for the T-shop brand go to the international market? Oh, okay. You don't have to prepare capital, right? Okay. So how to solve the risk you might face? It not yet happen, but you expect one day it probably become a big problem. So before it really happen, what's your solution? You know, license is good, right? License is good. Just like you said, you don't have to prepare capital to operate the business in Vietnam. You just rely on your local partner to do the business, right? But the problem is how to solve the risk, right? So what's your idea? Any idea? 你们想想看哦，授权，对不对？刚刚我们在讲有好几种模式嘛，对不对？之所以会有好几种模式，就是因为你所面对的风险可能是非常不同的So you face a different level of the risk, right? If you face a very high risk, which one is better? You know, very high risk of cheating, which one is better? 如果你被欺骗的风险高 ，you are afraid of cheating behavior, right? This misconduct, what's the entry mode you should choose? 你会最怕，你如果怕这些事情的话，你会选哪一个 ？Come on, which one will you choose? The property is a wholly owned, right? Your property is a wholly owned. You 100% control the subsidiaries there. Right? You don't need to worry about this cheating behavior. You directly control, direct monitoring. So you ask the people work there to report you daily, right? And you have a very strong financial control system to see their operations, right? So if you are afraid of cheating, yeah, probably wholly owned is better, okay? So you can see that different entry mode actually give you the idea that idea of the different level of risk, right? Okay, again, go back to the license. 轻巧，刚给你一点时间，对不对？好，来再想一下，你怎么避免掉这个风险 ？License is widely used, right? Widely used. You always have the cheating behavior, misconduct of your local partners, right? But how to solve the problem? If you can solve the problem, you can use this way, right? And in reality, many companies use a license and they work very well. How do they solve the problems? 实际上很多人用啊，对不对？他们怎么解决这个问题？ Come on, think about that. Wow, no idea, right? Don't worry, I will give you a case that will force you to think about the possible solutions for the misconduct or the cheating behavior of your local partners. Probably next week we will have the first case study. It's Jollibee. Anyone knows this company? Jollibee. Have you ever visited Philippines? 有人是去过菲律宾的吗 ？Oh, okay. Jollibee is the Philippines version McDonald's. OK， 它是相当于是菲律宾版的麦当劳啊，菲律宾版的麦当劳。It probably is the most successful new fast food brand in the past 2 decades. 大概是过去20年最成功的新的速食品牌。在这之间的话，基本上没有什么新的速食品牌可以跟麦当劳或是肯德基或这些美式的这种 fast food company 竞争。那这家很特别啊，这家很特别。So next time, not next week, next week I think. Next week we will have the first case. It's Jollibee. Through this case, you will know that the problems of the cheating and the misconduct behaviors of the local partners, and you will learn the ways they solve the problems. Okay, it's very important, right? You know that license is good, right? It's like a way to penetrate foreign markets, but its risk is very high. How to solve it? How to solve the risk? Okay, all right. So, go back to this. Sometimes you go to some market by joint venture. Why? Because the government there asks you to form the joint venture. They don't want the foreign companies wholly own the operations. They hope that their local companies can learn something from the foreign companies. So they force the foreign companies to form the joint venture. Okay, so you can do the wholly owned because you are restricted to form the wholly owned company. All right. So actually, the answer of this question is it depends. Really, it depends. Depends on the country's conditions and your company's capability and the resources. You know, if you don't have money and you want to go to the overseas market, yeah, you probably can only use the license, right? And if you have money and Vietnam government asks you to form a joint venture, you have to do that, even you have the money to form your own companies there, right? So actually the answer is it depends. And in many cases, in this semester, you will learn to evaluate the best entry mode of each company. 所以我们这学期会有很多的个案，其实就是在教你，我们怎么去看进入这个国家用什么模式进入比较好，好吧？所以我们之后都会再谈。And the final two questions, that is a very interesting question, I think. Okay, let's see your answer. Okay. Well, you must be curious about the answer. Okay, let's directly jump to the final one. Starbucks is the world's most famous and the largest coffee chain, and will there be big chains like Starbucks in the tea industry? Let's see your answers. Okay, they can't, but in the future maybe. Okay, probably not. Impossible. Okay, possible. Okay, Starbucks can be a king. All right, and so the tea industry, yeah, probably impossible. Okay, can different areas, so the tea cannot become the global big trends. All right. Okay. Anyway, there are how many answers I get here? Okay, 66 participants. So we have the 66 answers, and yesterday I checked your answers and I find that 60% of you say no. Okay, it's impossible for the tea shop brand become the Starbucks scale. You don't think they can achieve the Starbucks scale. And the main reason is, first, they are different, right? The tea usually sell at a lower price and the coffee sell at a higher. So, you know, higher profit products can have a better chance to expand. Okay, that is one reason, although I don't know what's the logic behind it. But anyway, that is the one. 就很多人同学讲，就是说咖啡跟茶不一样，咖啡可以卖比较贵，然后茶都卖的比较便宜，所以咖啡可以变成比较大的全球连锁，然后茶不行。这个逻辑我不太懂啊。Anyway, I can't get it. I can't get it. That is one major reason. And the second reason is, you just don't believe tea shop, the tea consumption is the same as the coffee. Okay, many people say that, yeah, Starbucks give you the seats, right? So you can sit there, and you don't know the reason why people want to drink teas in the store. So you don't think the tea shops can work like the Starbucks to expand their stores in global markets. That is another reason you say no. And yeah, it's also weird to me, right? It's weird to me. Let's go to check the Starbucks first. Is Starbucks a cheap? Do Starbucks sell cheap coffee? 他们的咖啡便宜吗？ Does they sell cheap coffee? What do you feel? Wow, you must be very rich. Okay. 你们看起来好像都觉得不太贵嘛，是吧？每天一杯都可以吧，是吧 ？Okay. Does they sell cheap coffee? No, right? How much? How much per cup on average? How much? 一杯大概多少？台币 ？Almost 100, right? 80 to 100. Yeah, you can choose the daily coffee, you know, the cheap coffee tastes like shit. Anyway, they have very cheap coffee, right? But the majority of their menu, you can see the average price is around 80 to 100. So it's not cheap. Compared to the convenience store's coffee, you will see there is a big gap, right? And compared to the canned coffee, I mean, in a convenience store you can buy the 伯朗咖啡 or other UCC coffee, right? That is packaged in can. 就是那种罐装咖啡的那个价格又是一个落差嘛，对。So you can see that Starbucks sell the coffee at a very high price. Why they can sell the coffee at such high price? Why? 为什么他们会卖那么贵 ？Why? Do they use better coffee beans? 他们用的咖啡豆比较好吗 ？Maybe we don't know, right? Or do they have the excellent services? Do you think? I don't know, right? Or they just because they offer seats, the 20 seats. Okay, you can sit there and drink coffee, open your laptop there, sit the whole day without order any cup of coffee, right? I usually do that, I just bring my laptop to there and just pretend I order the coffee and start to work. And actually I don't, right? I don't order any cup of coffee. I just sit there whole day. And they offer Wi-Fi and you can charge your computer there, right? Free charging. So that is a wonderful place. Okay, is that the reason they can sell their coffee at a high price? I don't know. Okay, and think about that. They sell their coffee at such a high price, and they still have so many stores in the world. How many stores they have? Do you have any idea? How many stores? How many Starbucks stores in the world? 有多少家？上次应该问过嘛？对，多少家？3万家嘛，对不对 ？30,000. They have the 30,000 Starbucks stores all the world, right? So think about that. They can sell their coffee at a premium price, and they can open so many stores in the world. What happened? Why can they do that? If they can do that, why not tea shop brands not? Right? They can do that. Why the tea shop brand cannot do that? Any idea? Because coffee looks like fashion, Western style. So drink a coffee like, drink the culture, drink, I don't know, that make you feel better, when you drink it like, I feel the culture, Western culture, I don't know. Yeah, we can use tea, do the same thing, right? Drink the tea and feel, that is the Eastern culture, wonderful, right? Peaceful, your heartbeat slower, right? That is wonderful. Okay, so what happened? Why they can do that and tea shop brands cannot? And should the tea shop brand copy Starbucks model? Over 20 seats, give consumers cozy environment. Should I do that? Okay, so that is the real issues you will face in the following many cases. I just give you a hint that indicate the importance of analyzing competitors. In the drink market, you face many competitors. When you go to the international markets, you face the local competitors and the international brands, right? Even if you just work in your local environment, you face these international brands like the Starbucks, right? And then you might think that, no, these are two different segments. Okay, and let's go back to my earlier arguments. Think about your monthly expenditure on drinks. Is this 5% including coffee? 有吗？你这5% 里面有包含咖啡吗？ Definitely yes, right? It definitely includes coffee. So actually you allocate your money among different drinks, alright? You drink coffee more and you will consume tea less. So you will see that actually there are some competition relationship, right? So you not just compete with the other tea shop brands. Actually, you have to see other companies or other brands that can offer the same solutions to customers, right? You are thirsty, or you want to, keep your brain clean. You want to drink tea or coffee to make you awake, right? So actually these two different types of drinks, they probably will compete. All right, and for some customers, no, they are different products. We will treat them as a separate product. That's fine. But for some, yeah, it's overlap, right? We see they compete with each other. So in this situation, we will find that it's very important to know how the other types of drinks they work. How do they do their business? And then later, we want to learn from these competitors. If Starbucks can do the business like this, why not? I can, right? I also want to know how what's the best way to do the business. OK， 好，所以最后这个现在不会给你答案哈，因为这个是我们之后慢慢的要讨论的。那只是说让你开始理解一件事情，就是说竞争这件事情还挺复杂的哦。刚刚我们前面的这些问题全部都锁定的是在茶的这个市场，对不对？像是你要知道是我们再回到我们最开始讲的，在 key success factors 我们都讲到 price 就跟你的消费能力是有关系的嘛，对不对？那在你的消费的一个金额里面，其实你也包含了咖啡在里面，你不会是只有说这个咖啡是另外一季，对不对？叫做 drinks 是一个大的项目，然后 coffee 是另外一个，所以这个把5%不含这个嘛，如果是这样的话，那还蛮怪的因为基本上对你来讲的话，它可能就是解决你的口渴的问题，或者说这边一个生活习惯的问题，反正就是一定要喝，对不对？或是解决口渴的问题等等，所以它相当程度是在竞争同一个预算。那在竞争同一个预算的一个情况之下，品牌当然会竞争嘛，对不对？那在竞争过程里面，其实我们也不是单纯就是说我们要取代掉 Starbucks， 因为它真的是不一样类型的产品。但是呢，我们可以从竞争者那边去学习到一些事情当然，我们也希望消费者喝更多茶，而不是喝更多的咖啡如果你是 tea shop 的话，你当然是希望手摇饮，他希望喝更多，而不是咖啡喝更多嘛，对不对？那你也会希望就是说，那 Starbucks 那一种商业模式可以卖那么贵，又可以开这么多店，天哪，这个见鬼啊，对不对？那怎么可能会出现这种事情？那我可不可以从它的商业模式里面学到一点东西 ？So that is the beauty of the international business management. You know, we not just compete. We also find the best way, best practice from the global players, right? And we probably will set a very high goal, just like Starbucks, right? Starbucks said that they have 30,000 stores over the world. And I'm the tea shop brand. One day I probably can do the same thing, right? I can be the global company. But I have to know why they can set up the price so high and why they can operate the stores globally in such an efficient way. And if I learn these secrets in the future, I can set my goal high and possibly get the goal, right? So that is the Cocoa Tea Shop, and I hope this short case study give you the idea of the internationalization and international business management. Okay. So let's go back to our contents. Wow, we talk a lot. Okay, what we have to do next week is discuss the movie, American Factory. I know you all watched the movie, right? Did you? 你们都看过了吧，对不对？哎，很多资源吧，对不对？那个搜寻一下 American Factory 免费，就有了。American Factory free, you know, or BT, you know, okay, or other key terms, I don't know. Yeah, I believe you can find free resources to get the movie. Okay, so don't worry, you must have some ways to get the movie. Next week, we start from the American Factory. We want to see the global trading issues. Okay, you know, in the first class, last week, I told you that the globalization is not really popular in the world. Professor Gimawa told us that actually the level of the globalization is pretty low, right? Through the phone calls, international phone calls, FDI, immigrants, and other indicators all tell us that we are far below the ideal level of the globalization, right? Actually, you know, the penetration ratio of these indicators usually 3 to 10 or less percent, right? 3% or less. So you can see that this world is not so real globalized. But why so many people fight or against globalization? There must be some reasons. Okay, you have to know that even the globalization is not very popular or really real in today's world. It also it already give us huge impact, really huge impact. You have to know that capital moves so fast across the world, like the Honghai, Foxconn. Foxconn can shift their money easily to United States and build a factory there. Okay, just a couple of days, they can do that, right? So capital can move very fast and globally, and that will affect the global production. So you will see that today the global value chain changed a lot. Many companies will set the factory in a country with a low labor cost, and it means that your local, your domestic country will lose people there will lose their jobs, right? It will happen. Okay, so next week we start to think about international trade conflicts. And American Factory is a good documentary. It gives you a lot of insights. Okay, so that is one assignment next week. And what else? Okay. You have the first short case study. It's a corporate brand, help or hindrance. It's a very short case. Really, it's a very short case. You can check this case. Only 5 pages. 5 pages. Don't worry. Not many words in this case. It's just like a story. Okay, it's just like a story. In this case, we will discuss the globalization and localization and standardization issue. Right? Should a brand be standardized across the world, or should a brand focus on the localization? This case will give us some thoughts. So next week, that will be your first case study, and so be prepared. You have to submit write-up to the Google Drive I assigned. So later I will create the assignments, and you can start to prepare your first case write-up. You don't need to write many pages. You just offer me maximum 2 pages write-up. That's okay. That's okay. I just need a very short answers from your team. So you don't need to write a lot. Really, constrain the pages within 2.就在2页里面写完就可以了。就在2页里面写完就可以了。All right. The question is very simple. Check the final page. That is the case question. Should LilyPad's hotels be marketed under the corporate brand or their own brands? Okay. Actually, this case is talking about standardization and globalization. Right. So check this case, and we will use this case to teach you this model. Okay, this model I draw here. All right. So next week, watch the movie, and then you forget the content, watch it again. Okay. And next one, study this case and create your first case write-up. Any question? 有没有任何问题？下礼拜就是这2件事情，好不好？看完那个电影，我们会先讨论那个电影，然后呢，也会让各位开始先做一个个案的练习。那这个案练习就是你读完这个个案读完这个个案之后，然后写下你的观点。这一家旅馆品牌，他们应该采用多品牌经营的策略，意思就是说，不同的旅馆，他们底下有好几家不同的旅馆，各自呢有各自的营运的做法，有各自的形象，还是就是说呢？不应该这样子，大家都应该统一，对不对？ 其实这个就是非常标准的，我们在看国际企业管理里面的问题。当你在扩展海外营运的时候，你应该是采用比较统一的做法，还是每个地方都有在地适应啊？虽然这个 case 不一定这 case 不是完全是给国际企业管理用的 case， 但是它里面的主轴是一致的啊，所以这个是为什么我会选这个 case 的原因。然后呢，偷偷告诉各位一件事情啊，如果你发现读这个英文很难它有中文版本真的有中文版本 ，yes， 它有中文版本可以去找一下可以去找一下。它的中文名字叫做什么树荫底下好成荫还之类的，反正你去找同一期的中文版本的哈佛商业评论好吗？你去找同一期的哈佛商业评论，在这里看一下几月版本的。这个是2008年2月的版本学校有资料库也有那个实体的2008年2月的哈佛商业评论中文版就有这个个案的那个中文翻译了，好不好？ I know you don't want to read English, so I give you the choice. You can find the Chinese version from the Harvard Business Review 2008 February, and you can get the Chinese version there.